I'm here with Chris to talk about the latest from Lord of the Lost, The Heartbeat of the Devil EP, out May 6th on Napalm
See.
Records. How are you doing today?
Fine, all good. It's great weather. It's Easter Sunday, and yeah, I have the day for myself. So I just went for a walk to the water and was looking forward to meet you here.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
great.
this is perfect. What better way to spend our Easter Sunday than chatting about Lord of the Lost and talking to you? I don't think it
Yeah,
can get any better.
I still have my shades from outside. That's so unpolite. So let's. You know, like I'm
You're
just.
cool
Yeah.
either way. You can't go wrong either way.
Yeah, but you know, when people don't see your eyes, I mean, those are glasses where you kind of actually see something, you know, but it's like not really. And I always hate that when I see interviews with musicians and they wear shades speaking to someone, I always think like, dude, come on. So do you need that to prove you're cool or something? I don't like that.
In your
So
case, I don't think you need that because you're cool regardless. I mean, you're one of the coolest dudes I've ever met. So, you know,
you know
when
the
you
thank
sweat,
you.
you sweat coolness. You could start your own deodorant line, you know?
Thank you very much. But you know, the moment where I started to accept myself as being cool was when I tried to be cool and when I dared to just be me. When I now watch interviews from my first bands from like 20 years ago, and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to be something or try to speak like, I don't know, in one interview, you see me trying to speak like Marilyn Manson, and the other one like this person, just acting and scheming, and I'm like, ugh. And the moment where I just, same with singing, like trying to copy someone to find your own way. I think that's part of the process. But the moment where I just stopped giving fucks about these things, everything was fine. And since then, I think I'm cool because
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be cool.
you're definitely there. I think you're one of the busiest people in the music business, either making music with Lord of the Lost or working with other bands. You just released a brand new double record last year and now an EP. Where did the motivation for this EP come from?
Yeah, you know, it's like the record label wanted to call it EP because it makes more sense marketing wise, but actually I just see that as a single with some bonus tracks. You know, it's still a song from Judas. The Heartbeat of the Devil is a Judas song, and we're still during the pandemic. We played, I don't know, just a handful of shows during the last 2 years, so there was much more time than expected. And why not just spend the time and go to the studio? I don't get bands that are like, yeah, the pandemic is dragging me down so much and I don't have time to blah. You all have time, just do something. So we just did something, and it was fun, just, you know, just recording 3 cover songs just for fun. And why not just release them?
Why
Yeah.
the Heartbeat of the Devil? What was special about that song that made you pick that track to do these two different versions of it on this release?
Actually, it's I don't want to disappoint anyone here, but it's not that special. It was just one of the songs on the list which we wanted to put out as a single video. Call it whatever. It's hard to say nowadays what it is. But for the first, I mean, to start with a song like that, it didn't feel right. We wanted to start with songs like Priests and For They Know Not What They Do, songs that are more like deeper, more mysterious, and you know. And The Heartbeat of the Devil is pretty straightforward 80s. So we knew it was something which we'd be doing by the end to kind of open the door for people what's coming next with Lord of the Lost, because we're going to pursue that direction much more for the upcoming stuff. So it made sense. And yeah, we just made a shorter version of it because it felt like for a video and something you just want to digest quickly, it was nicer to have this typical single 3.5 minutes version. And for the hardcore fans, they love my voice with piano. So
I'm
that's
one of those.
why we did that.
I was going to say
Yeah.
that out of the 3 versions of the song that we have now, the piano one is my favorite. Like, it's just phenomenal. Like, the way your voice interacts with the piano is just something really special. I absolutely love that version. How much fun do you have making songs like that, really stripped down tracks?
I have a lot of fun because doing a song like that is coming back to how the song actually started, because most songs we do, we start just with the song is written in someone's head, my head, or someone else's head from the band, or together with someone. And the first thing we do, the first demo, is mostly just piano and voice, or acoustic guitar and voice, to check if the song works, because a good song works with just very stripped down elements. If the song doesn't work that way, it's not worth it, except for unless it's the song based on a riff or something, or a drum pattern. That's a different kind of thing. But for a pop song like that, it needs to work that way. So it's actually like you're going full circle. You're coming back to the roots of the song, and this always feels nice. And to give the listener the 100% authentic feeling, I always try to just sing one take, like do a single take thing. So it's like I sing it live in the studio, and I just edit out the like noises in between and weird things you do while breathing and something between the words. But it's actually also this song it's a one take, so you have the live feeling. It makes it much more personal, because the original track is super overproduced on purpose, and this is the total opposite. But it's still the same song. It still transports the same feeling, just on a different level, and I love that. So it's always a lot of fun to do that. It's very easy, but it's a lot of fun.
It doesn't come across being easy. It actually comes across being a little bit more complicated. So it's nice to hear that the process is a lot different than at least the experience that we get listening to it, because it seems a lot more texture, that there is a lot more for you to do, because you don't have this sound behind you that can hide some of those imperfections.
Yes, but if you're comfortable with yourself and your voice, and meanwhile I am comfortable with it, then it's really just it's very easy. Also for the piano part, music always consists out of three basic elements: it's rhythm, it's harmony, it's melody, and of course the lyrics on top, if it's not instrumental. So actually the piano player, in this case Jared, the only thing he has to do is like play the harmonies based on the basic rhythmic pattern of the song, maybe put in some melodies. I'm giving the main melody and the lyrics. So it's actually, if you know your songs, if you know your shit, if you have it together, it's really very easy. So it takes like 20 minutes, 30 minutes to conceive and record the piano. And then I just do a couple of rehearsal takes, and then I sing it. And also the mix down of a song like that, it takes 10 minutes. You just have to look for some frequencies that disturb you and check the loudness level. So we can easily produce a piano version like that within 1 hour, and it's done. So, but I'm happy that it comes off for you in so many layers, but it's really a snapshot thing to do.
And I have a follow-up to this, because my son and I had this huge conversation the other day about Unplugged.
About my not pierced nipples?
Well, that too, but I was going to leave that towards the end. But we had a discussion about bands that do like unplugged versions, and you guys do a lot of like stripped down versions of your songs, piano, that kind of stuff.
That's black tea.
I hate it. That we had was that he feels that sometimes the vocalists have to adapt to that new style, to that new sound, to the lack of other elements. And if you're going to sing the song the same way you sing the song with the original sound, it comes across completely wrong, and it doesn't feel right. So is that the way it works? Do you have to adjust ever so slightly to match that one element that's driving the experience, when in this case is the piano?
Yeah, totally, because otherwise it'd be more like a remix. So you just put the piano there and then take the original voice on top. It would be a remix. And this sounds so shitty, man, because you have those like the piano version has the same tempo. Technically it works, but it sounds like plastic. It doesn't match. It really doesn't match. It's like you take a picture from a photograph from the 50s from some model, and you with some Photoshop you do some weird modern clothes on top of it. It just doesn't match. So yes, I redo it because I feel it very, very differently to sing it. Even though it's the same melody, it's the same rhythm, but something very else happens. Same with when we do swan songs, like our ensemble unplugged things. I always sing everything new. We don't do a remix because it's a much different feeling, and it's more dynamic in the voice. It's more deep feeling. And yeah, sometimes when we're doing classical versions of very hard songs where I'm only having like screaming parts, which is basically toneless. When you do the rah, there's no tone in it. I actually have to come up with a new melody to kind of make it fit to the song, because it sounds shitty to scream with some violence, you know.
Yeah,
Violence. Okay, nice wordplay, but yeah.
I'll make sure I'll tell him when he comes home, because we had a big discussion about this, and he's like,
Say hi. Yeah.
He doesn't look happy. I'll mention to him when he comes home, because we had this big discussion about it, and he was like, some bands just don't get it. The singer sings the same way as he sings the original when they're doing an unplugged or a stripped down piano version of the song, and it comes across like two worlds colliding. So I'll let him know that that's exactly how you feel. So he'll be happy that his brain is working in the same fashion.
I had the discussion with singers from other bands, and they told me that they don't feel comfortable to explore a new way to sing for it, because they're like, no, that's my style, and I'm known as a metal singer, and our audience wouldn't get when I'm being too emotional or blah 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 blah. You know, it's some things a lot like with like self-perception and how you're afraid of people might see you, and especially with the whole heavy metal world, it's like some are really like afraid, like, no, if I'm too soft, then people might think I'm gay, and you know, like really like those outdated.
That still happens now. That still
happens. Yeah. It's like there's so many outdated narratives about those kind of things. It's crazy. So I'm always like, okay, yeah, do your thing, whatever. But you know, yeah, boys don't cry. You know, it's still there, still out there.
So let's talk about the three covers. Judas to me was a no-brainer. I mean, if you're going to do covers, this song, everybody was waiting for it. The moment that you guys released Judas, like this had to happen. How much fun was it to put this song together? I know you're a fan of Lady Gaga, so I'm sure you had a good time.
It was really great fun to just like, I remember we went to, I think it was last year when we went to Berlin. We had some press dates, some interviews in Berlin, and we were on the train, and we were talking about like, maybe at the end of the Judas period, we have to do a cover of that. So we kind of conceived the cover on the train, like in parts, like let's do a double bass part there, and then we do like the wah 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 ba ba riff there with the guitar and this element, blah. So we were kind of like juggling with elements how we want to do it. And it was so much fun, because actually the plan was to just play a live version of it. But, you know, the pandemic was going on. We had more time than expected. So we thought like we recorded. And it's the same thing here. If a song works in one genre, if it's a very well written song, which it is, it works in any other genre. It's the same thing. You check the elements from the original and you just take those elements. Then you look at the elements that the band that is covering the song actually gives you, and you just put them in different spots and it works. And it's not that it's actually much easier than writing a new song. And it was really a lot of fun. And it kind of reminded me of our cover, which we never released or recorded, but we played it live, our cover of Backstreet's Back of the Backstreet Boys, because all those synthetic things, some of those synthetic riffs, they work so well with guitars. Like, for example, Backstreet's Back is like da 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 da. It was the same thing now with the Lady Gaga tune, like da wah go wah, and you have all this weird drum fills. A drummer would never play that in that kind of music, and it's super interesting to merge the power of rock or metal music with a pure pop song like, or a dance song like that. I fucking love it, and I hope she hears it somewhere. I hope.
I hope so as well. Before we talk about the other two covers, so let me ask you this: what in your opinion makes a cover a great cover? Is it taking the original and infusing your own DNA into it, or is staying as close as possible to that original song? Because those are kind of the two ways that people go about it, you know?
I think it can be both ways as long as it doesn't destroy the song. And this is, I mean, this is nothing you can measure. So if the song is destroyed or not, it's a matter of how you perceive it. So there's no right or wrong. But in this, the approach we had here on these three songs was like more like a tribute than trying to kind of rape the song for your very own artistic freedom, for two reasons. Reason one was it was kind of a spontaneous idea, and if you're doing 100% cover of a song, then you don't have to ask the original artist if you're allowed to release it. You just do it and they get their share by their songwriting credits, and that's it. If you do your own interpretation, then you have to go via their label or what's the word for it, publisher, and you have to get there okay. And on the other hand, we wanted to be that close because we wanted to pay a tribute to the song. We didn't want to jerk off about these songs like, hey, look how artistic we are, you know. It was really like, let's take the core of the song and just give it another sound without destroying it at all. So we took like each single element and we didn't change anything. We just gave it the new sound. So it can be both. It can be super interesting. I remember speaking about Lady Gaga, some Bad Romance cover from 30 Seconds to Mars, which they did on some Radio Unplugged show, which was super far away from the original, but super interesting. And I loved it. And our Judas cover of Lady Gaga, it's basically the same shit, you know, just our sound. And it can be both. So I wouldn't measure if a cover is a good cover or a bad cover by that. Is, you know, everything has its own opinion and there's no right or wrong. There's just different opinions. So,
and that takes us to the next one, which is Children of the Damned. It's my favorite of the three. Did you guys pick this one because of the upcoming Iron Maiden tour? Did you pick this song because it matched the overall theme of the songs that you already had in mind for the EP? Like, what was your thought process behind this specific track?
No, we really like, the main thing really was like to show Iron Maiden our respect, to say thank you in a way. And maybe they hate it, you never know, but we thought we'd love it if another artist would come up with their own interpretation of one of our songs. So this was the thing for us, and the way we choose the song was actually pretty easy. You know, we need to get a little nerdy here in a musical way, because most of Iron Maiden songs are written in a major key. Major key songs are always sound very happy and very bright, and they don't have lots of minor key songs. So, and I don't really like major key songs, and they don't really fit to the Lord of Lost sound. So the first thing I did, I was like skipping through all the Iron Maiden tracks on Spotify. Like, I listened to everything and picked out all minor key songs, which are really not many. So, and then I checked like which song of these touched me the most, and it was Children of the Damned. And then I checked the lyrics, if it's something I could sing, or, you know, because some lyrics are like, it doesn't feel right to sing them because they feel so personal to the singer or whatever, but it kind of really fits. And the whole war theme now, it even fits in a sad way. It fits very well at the moment. So this is how we picked the song, and it just felt great. And yeah, fun fact here, it's on the Number of the Beast album, which was my first Iron Maiden record. So this kind of made sense also. So this is how we picked it.
Going full circle again. The third cover, Wig in a Box, that to me felt like perhaps the most out of the box, no pun intended, out of the three.
Yeah.
So what was the thought process for that one?
Have you seen the movie?
No.
The movie, it's a musical / movie called Hedwig and the Angry Inch. It's about an Eastern German boy that moves to Hollywood to become a big film star, and he's transsexual and he wants to be a woman. So he does a sex change operation, and it kind of goes wrong. So there's like one angry inch left. So this is why it's called Hedwig and the Angry Inch. And it's a very touching musical movie from, I think, 2002, with such a great 70s, 80s glam rock sound, because this young transsexual singer, then he forms this band and they go on tour, and it's all very rock and roll, and they don't have a lot of success, and it's a very touching movie. It was also played on Broadway with Neil Patrick Harris as a main character. He played Hedwig, and yeah, it's just a film we love. It's a topic we can relate to, because we are very open-minded about this. We have many gay friends, transsexual friends, many people that actually struggle. We have many fans that are coming from those colorful scenes. And it was something we could really feel. And we were watching that movie a couple of months ago, and the song is just brilliant. And we were like, hey, maybe let's cover it. And fun thing here, we are not the first rock or metal band that covers a song from Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Type O Negative did that. So if you want to hear a Type O Negative take on one of these songs, they covered, yeah, I think Angry Inch is the name of the song they covered. It's super fun. And yeah, it's a movie. It's really fun to watch. It's a little like it gives you this Rocky Horror Picture Show feeling. It's very nice. I really like it. So Hedwig and the Angry Inch, for everyone watching, great movie. And if you want to see Neil Patrick Harris playing a transvestite or a transsexual person, actually, there's so many great YouTube videos, him singing those songs. He's a brilliant singer, brilliant actor. I love him. And yeah, it was just time to do it.
I just discovered something new today, so now I'm definitely going to check it out. So thanks for the tip. I had no idea about this movie whatsoever. So
yeah,
I'm definitely going to add it to my playlist. When you're putting these songs together, these 5 tracks, did you have any concerns in terms of how they were going to exist with one another, or this was just a little bit of a fun project and you just wanted these songs to be the songs?
Yeah, this is what I said in the beginning. For me, it's more like a single with B-sides, and I think B-sides never have to kind of match one overall topic or concept or whatever. It's just like songs you like, just put there. So no.
Having said that, when I was listening to it, there is a nice little flow to it, because if you think about it, the way it starts, the way it moves into Children of the Damned, that perhaps is the climax of the 5 songs. And then once you go over that, you start to go down, because there's some piano parts in Wig in a Box, and then you go full piano with the last track. So while you may not have the full idea in mind at the beginning, the way you guys put the order of these tracks, it does give a sense of almost a full record style flow, or a movie.
Yeah, I mean, this was what I intended. So you have the overall dynamic of the 5 songs, but it's not that they follow some certain concept. But of course, when you do a track list, you always try to make a journey to the listener, so it's not too mixed up. So, but in a way, it's just a compilation, and that's fine. So we're not trying to follow some big plan here. It's just nice tracks we like to put out.
What is more challenging, to make a cover of a metal track or to make a cover of a pop song?
I think the challenge is different. It's hard to say what's more challenging, because it's something you cannot really measure. But the thing is here, if you do a cover of a pop song, then most elements, which are basically in most cases electronic sounds, you are more free to kind of take those elements and give them to the elements we as a band are playing with. But sometimes it's not that easy to find a way to actually replay these things with actual instruments, or in our style with the low tunings and all that shit. With a metal song, it's easier, because you actually kind of, the elements are chosen and the instruments are chosen. So you actually just have to give it a new sound. but somehow it's easier to fuck it up because you're like, it's closer, you're more competing with the original version. For the Iron Maiden thing, in this case, it actually was pretty easy because we changed the key of the song. We made it lower for my voice because I can't sing up there where Bruce is singing. And we needed the low-tuned guitars to make it sound more somber and dark. So that was kind of, that already gave it a very new flavor. And what was interesting, you have those twin lead guitar thingies in there. And what we chose here is that we made it twin lead, but it consists of lead guitar and a violoncello. So you have the cello and the guitar playing together in those solo parts, which is also, again, us in a way. And that was interesting. But back to the question, I can't say what's harder, you know, or what's more challenging, because the challenge is different. So, and of course, like, you know, when you're covering Iron Maiden, there's like, most Maiden fans will hate it because they hate everything that's not Iron Maiden, maybe, you know. Maybe not, maybe I'm doing them wrong, but you know, you must be prepared. If you're covering an act like Iron Maiden, you must be prepared that some hardcore fans will hate you for it. We're prepared, that's okay. I get it. So you know, we'll see. It's always, if you do something like that, you always piss someone off, and it's mostly, in most cases, it's not the band, it's their fans.
I don't think you're the kind of guy that really cares, though. Like,
of course not. I mean, like, you know, it's music. Music is about artistic freedom. It's about fun. It's about feeling. And if someone is pissed off by us taking a great piece of music and making our own version of it, for me, this is not stealing. This is, you know, this is honoring the song. But we already had those kind of comments, like on other covers we did, like, they stole their song. You're like, dude, have you ever heard of the difference between a composer and someone who's interpreting the song? Have you ever heard that? This is how music works. It works, you know, you have someone composing and you have someone playing the music. So, or whatever, you know, you can't make it right for everyone. And I've stopped trying. I don't give a shit.
What was that line that you guys used? You guys are a remnants of a dying scene. What was that line? Do you remember?
We're the symbol of a dying scene.
Did that make it to a t-shirt yet, or not yet?
We made a shopper bag for it, but I think we're gonna make a t-shirt for that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We have, it was our third. We already have 3 merch articles made from hate comments. First was the Lord of the super gay ninjas. The second was the symbol of a dying scene, and the third one was cringe metal band. So we have that shirt saying cringe metal band, and it's written in one of those black metal fonts, which you really can't read, you know. So.
I love how you guys turn hate into positivity. It's
and into money, dude. And into money. You know, I'm not afraid of saying that. Of course, it's great to earn money with music, because this is, if you choose music as your job, you shouldn't be afraid of saying, yes, of course, you like to earn money with it. Who wouldn't want that? Yeah. If it's your job, dude, of course. And it's even more fun if you make money out of hate comments. So
yeah, it's interesting, because sometimes you could feel on one hand that you're giving them the ammunition that they wanted, but on the other hand, I think you're pissing them even more, because now you're going to make something off of their own displeasure of what you've been doing all along. So yeah, you know, the win situation.
The funniest thing was when we did the Lord of the super gay ninjas shirt, then we posted a link. We did it like 3 hours after that YouTube comment. We had the shirt in the shop for pre-sale. So then we posted that. I posted that link under that comment, was like, hey, thank you for the inspiration. And then that dude was like, oh, what an honor. Can I have one? Can I have one for free? And we posted like, no, but you can have 10% off. It's like, you know, you throw out like an arrogant shit-faced comment like that, and then the band reacts and like, oh, it's such an honor. I mean, dude, if you're like that, then at least have the balls and stand by it.
Yeah, but you know, it's easy for people to say whatever they want on the internet when they're not face to face with the person. So
Yeah.
it emboldens people to say things that otherwise they wouldn't have the balls to say, and that's kind of a problem that we have in society these days. I tend to follow a different path, which is never say anything online that I wouldn't have the balls to say it to your face. But that's not the world we live in.
There was this funny incident with one German goth rap artist. There's something like goth rap, so not many, but
the thing.
I didn't know it before, but there's a few people that do that. It's really interesting, actually. It's like hip hop beats with like some dark atmosphere and like dark lyrics and someone rapping. And there was this one very young rapper, I don't remember his name, and he was like, he released a track and like dissing all of those bands, including Lord of the Lost, and then writing like, hey, those bands, they are so this and that, like being like really, it was really really bad. I was like, wow, fuck, what did we do to that guy? So I wrote to him on Facebook like, hey, I saw your post and I saw your song, and it clearly seems to be your like a cry for attention. Your cry was heard. What we want to offer you, I've seen that you're coming from this city, so we want to offer you a 20-minute support slot, like local support in that city you live in, on our next tour, and we even pay you money for it. So you feel like you want to express your hate against other colleagues of yours on a stage. If you have the balls to do it, you cried for attention. You have it. You have my attention, and I'm even curious about that. So show your balls. We give you a support slot. We even pay you money. So please send your technical writer and blah 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 to this web address, to this mail address until then and then, and you can play. And he read the message, never answered.
Wow.
So see, and he deleted that post later and the song.
Oh, that tells everything that you need to know about people like that. So, wow,
there went the cat. Yeah.
Quite the story. So once this EP is out, what's next for you guys?
Touring, hopefully. So the rest of the year we have the tour with Maiden. We have our own tour, lots of festivals. We just finished an entire album. We just been to the studio in Finland a couple of weeks ago. We've been writing a new album since June last year, because we knew when the live thing is opening again, we won't have time to record an album. So we used the time and we recorded an album, which will be ready early May. And we're going to release it whenever. It's not planned yet, but we have it. So because now we don't have time to do it. So let's see.
Are you guys going to do the Children of the Dam cover on that tour?
Yes, but not on the Iron Maiden shows. That feels wrong. You know, we're playing like 30 minutes or something, and I don't want to play a cover version of the original band when we are supporting them. But we're going to do that on our own tour in fall, and we're going to play all these 3 cover songs. Yeah.
And the set list for that Iron Maiden tour, are you guys creating a set list that has the Iron Maiden fans in mind, or are you creating the set list that you want to play?
We're creating a set list which fits Daylight. So we don't even try to play a mid-tempo or ballad song on a Daylight. You know, we're playing a set list with quick, fast songs that are actual Lord of Lost hits. And we are playing a set list without 1 second break. So all songs will be connected. So you don't even give the people the chance to say, fuck off, you know, like, because this is what happens. It's really, it's a machine gun set list, 30 minutes, and then that's it, or 40. So on some shows we play 30, on some we play 40. because this is like, shut up, you know, when you're even trying to say like, hello, we're Lord of Lost from Germany, then you have people like, go home, or the others go like, shut up and play. You know, they either they want to be entertained or not, but you shouldn't even, a support show like that in a football stadium, a soccer stadium, with people that don't know you, and 90% of the people that might not even like you because they are not interested in support bands, you should make it a monologue. You shouldn't make it a dialogue. You shouldn't give the other person, the other people, the chance to answer until the end of the set. So we are just coming out there and giving them 30 or 40 minutes of mayhem, and either they love it or hate it, but that's it. And we didn't make a set list for Iron Maiden's fans because we couldn't do that. Iron Maiden, Lord of Lost, musically, we are so different. So we made something we love. We made something with our biggest hits, and all just up-tempo stuff. Energy, a big smile, and just power. That's the best thing we could do.
I have one more question for you, and that is, you mentioned the biggest hits. You also posted recently about Lorelei, and how many views that song has gotten. It's I think the biggest song you guys have released.
Yes.
What makes that song in your mind that special, that has gotten that kind of traction?
I think we mistakenly found our way in some weird YouTube algorithm. Really, because this song is still played 10,000 times per day, approximately. And it must have found a way in some, like when some songs are being clicked in the beginning, like this many times, you kind of get in some algorithm where you get, I don't know the English word for it, but you watch a video and then you get those, oh yeah, recommendations.
Yeah.
And this must have happened somewhere. And of course, you know, the song is, it's easy to understand. The chorus is easy. I think the song is well written. It comes with great sounds and melodies. So I think it's a good song, of course. Otherwise, we wouldn't have released it. But, you know, like compared to our other songs, it has hit potential, which I see. But I think it must have been mainly some coincidence and luck, and the right people spreading it at the right time. So I can't say, it's hard to analyze, but I think it must be something like that.
You're not taking any credit.
You know, I'm taking the credit that I think the song is well written and I love the feeling of it, but it's not like, you know, there are songs out there in this world where you can say, wow, this song stands out because of this or that, which is so unbelievably outstanding, like one trademark sound or some words or some riffs which are like so unique. But Lorelei is a song for me which is a good song, but I don't see anything which is so super fucking unique or different compared to other bands which I see. Correct me if you see something, but I don't see it. It's a good song, but I wouldn't name one element where I'm like, it's important because of this super outstanding standalone unique item. You know,
it's got to be one of my favorite songs that you guys ever released, though. So I may not be able to point out what's special about it, but the song in general as a whole is a pretty special song.
Thanks.
So maybe that's why it's so popular. It's not about
maybe it's because I'm singing the word Lorelei with how it sounds in German with the hard R, like I'm singing Lorelei and not Lorelei. Maybe it's that people like the exotic thing. Like, I don't know.
It works. Whatever it is, it works. That's perfect. Well, Chris, thank you very much. All the best with this release. All the best with the tour with Iron Maiden. And now we all know that there's a new record in the horizon, something for us to look forward to.
Yeah. We don't know when, but we know it's going to come out.
All right, man. Take care. All the best.